Greetings, everybody. This is Ken the Metal Professor here on WVLP. It is the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. As I'm recording this, it's Saturday, January 14th. I'm at the Goodson Event Center in South Bend, Indiana, which basically has turned into one of my homes away from home here. Coming back pretty frequently to cover wrestling events. This is the first Revolution Championship Wrestling event here in 2023, and it's called New Year Who Dis. The noise in the background, other than that train you can probably hear rumbling, is the crowd just kind of milling around waiting for the show start in about half an hour. Looks to be a sellout here. Some of the names, at least on Facebook, scheduled to appear. Matches between Josh Crane and Mickey Midas. Tag team champions Just Business taking on Spark of Madness. Theo Storm versus Let Her Rip. Daniel Stark versus Dutch Boy Platinum versus Jorge Bravo in a triple threat. Alex Van Zant versus Logan Myers, and also scheduled to appear Bacchus, Tony Thunder, Kevin Storm, and more. So I'm going to shush now, and the next time you hear me yapping, something will be going on, and I'll be telling you about it. The show is beginning here in South Bend, Revolution Championship Wrestling's event, New Year Who Dis. A totally unfamiliar ring announcer has come to the ring. I guess while he's getting things started, a quick reminder of how last year played out here in RCW, as champion Brutus Dillon had been reigning big time for a long time with his backup, his cohort, bunch of misfits called the Awakening. And at the end of the year, he had a cage match with Kevin Storm for the RCW Heavyweight Championship. One of the members of the Awakening was Kevin Storm's brother, Theo Storm, who turns out to have been sort of a mole. And he turned on Brutus Dillon during the match and allowed Kevin Storm to win the RCW Heavyweight Championship. So Kevin Storm is coming out to the ring now to say words for the first time in 2023 as the RCW World Heavyweight Champion. Having become RCW Heavyweight Champion last year and also taken control of the organization, Kevin Storm says he has turned over control to the board of directors, so it's not a one-man show. And he's promised that he will have an open challenge every month, every show, for his title. And as soon as he said that, out comes Blake Wright, along with Douglas Stout and Let Her Rip.
Or
I'm pretty sure the consensus was that nobody wants to see Blake Wright as the champion, but he's still talking. Blake Wright just offered to start the match right now, and Brutus Dillon ran out. Kevin Storm looks suspicious, as he should. So Dillon was not really helping Kevin Storm. He was just upset his authority had not been adhered to. And now Wright, Stout, and Let Her Rip are explaining to Brutus Dillon what they think of his authority. I mean, how does the old Alan Parsons song go? You lie down with dogs, you wake up with thieves. Dillon shouldn't be surprised about this when he hangs out with those people. Douglas Stout does not look thrilled about this. And Brutus Dillon is now going to destroy the very thing that he created. The first match is Alex Van Zant, the Starbucks superstar, taking on Logan Myers. Alex Van Zant with his Starbucks cup, his Starbucks tights. A couple of people in the crowd started chanting Dunkin' Donuts, and Logan Myers came to the ring with a Dunkin' Donuts cup. Now, I like Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks, so I'm kind of split here. See if I can get the inaugural bell ringing of 2023. Here we go, here we go. That's the magic noise. First bell ringing of RCW in 2023. in the match, Van Zandt had taken a dive out of the ring. Just took his sweet time coming back in. Had a little back and forth, a couple of collar and elbow tie-ups. But eventually it crescendoed into a head scissors takedown by Logan Myers. He just delivered a knife edge chop. Van Zandt tries to get away, but Myers has him in a headlock. Trying to get him into a suplex, but Van Zandt picked him up. Plants him on his back. And Myers just came off with sort of a spinning DDT out of the corner. Not quite a 3 count, but now the momentum of this match is shifted. Uh-oh, Van Zandt is taking a sip from his magic Starbucks cup he has at ringside. If the great mood is missed, has nothing on the contents of this cup. And while the ref wasn't looking, Van Zandt sprayed Myers with the contents of the cup and gets a 3 count. I think we need to see Asuka against Alex Van Zandt in the battle of the mouth spray. It just goes to show you the power of Starbucks. The second match in the first half is a triple threat. First contestant out to the ring is Dutch Boy Platinum. He just brought a Kit Kat bar to the ring. I'm not sure the significance of that, but by the time he got in the ring, it was gone. Maybe he gave it to somebody on the opposite side where I can't see. The second opponent to the ring is Daniel Stark. And the ring announcer, before he introduces the third, who is Jorge Bravo, he said, "I've seen enough of these things to know it's safer for me to do this from outside the ring." So he went out to the corner of the room to make his introduction of Jorge Bravo. Dutch Boy Platinum is upset because when Jorge Bravo and Daniel Stark stand up in the corner on the turnbuckle, the crowd will cheer, but not for him. And he doesn't know why. So the three are sort of circling each other. Dutch Boy goes after Stark first, but misses. And Stark clotheslines him right out of the ring. So we've gone from a triple threat down to a one-on-one, at least for a minute here. Except before Bravo and Stark could lock up, Dutch Boy Platinum yanked Jorge Bravo out of the ring by his ankles. Daniel Stark with a few strikes on Dutch Boy. And he's in control. Jorge tried to come in the ring once. Dutch Boy elbowed him back to the floor. Dutch Boy beat on Stark for a minute or so. Jorge tried to get back in the ring again. Dutch Boy Platinum said, "You again," and elbowed him right back to the floor. And so on one hand, Jorge can just kind of lay outside the ring and take it easy. But on the other hand, you can't win the match when you're outside the ring. And while Platinum was distracted by throwing Stark out of the ring, Jorge snuck in the other side. And he's got some energy after quite the rest out there. Youch. That was Platinum's chest imploding. Oh, here we go again. That sounded pretty good. And Stark came from outside the ring and was trading blows with Dutch Boy there. But Dutch Boy knocked him to the mat, was not impressed. And now Jorge and Stark are just taking turns clobbering Dutch Boy Platinum. Looks like Jorge's intention was to give an Irish whip of Dutch Boy into a clothesline from Stark, but Dutch Boy reversed it. And Stark ended up clotheslining Jorge. He looked like he regretted it, but I mean, you got to pin somebody to win the match, so why not Jorge? The pump handle slam from Dutch Boy onto Stark, which leads to a pin attempt, but Jorge Bravo interrupted that. This is the portion of the triple threat match when all three are still in the ring. So Jorge Bravo and Dutch Boy are trading elbows. Stark is trying to get to his feet. Jorge planted Dutch Boy, and then Stark drop-kicked Jorge out of the ring. And Stark has Dutch Boy in a Boston Crab type submission, and that's it. Dutch Boy tapped out. Now Jorge's gotten back in the ring, and he gives the Daniel Stark a good old nice job, buddy. Hug and raising of the arms. Are we gonna get the sudden clothesline? Maybe? Maybe? There it is! Jorge is unloading on Stark, and the crowd is actually chanting for Jorge. Jorge is so mad he's dropped his suspenders. So Jorge had Daniel Stark up in a position it looked like he was going to do a pile driver. Stark upside down, head towards the mat with his belly facing Jorge's belly, but instead of dropping Stark down onto his head, Jorge flopped backwards onto his own back and raised his knees up so that they collided with Stark's head at impact with the mat. That was pretty sweet. I don't know if that move has a special name or not. Jorge cleared the ring. Security came in to check on Stark, but now Jorge is back in the ring. He's up on the second turnbuckle with an elbow drop onto Stark, too. For security in the ring, and they let that happen. You are listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program on WVLP 103.1 LPFM in Valparaiso, Indiana. The third match, Tag Team Championship match, the challengers Spark of Madness, Travesty and Sean Sparks in the ring already, waiting for the arrival of the champs, Just Business. Richard Wright and Giuseppe Gambini, along with their hype lady, Jackie Jester. It could be that Richard Wright is confused about what's going on here because he came to the ring with boxing gloves on and a hooded boxing style robe. Okay, he's gotten rid of all that stuff now, so things are looking better. The match started with Richard Wright locking up with Sean Sparks. Sean Sparks is the smallest person in the ring, including the ref, but he's also the fastest and the quickest. Fastest in terms of just sprinting from one side of the ring to the other, and also just the quickest in terms of his ability to change direction and come at you out of nowhere. So he has started off taking care of Richard Wright for a while, but now he's tagging in Travesty. That'll slow the match down a little bit, but it's not any better for Richard Wright. Another advantage to the difference in size between Travesty and Sean Sparks is that Travesty can use Sean Sparks as a weapon, as shown by him just picking up Sparks and throwing him down onto Richard Wright. And Sparks got a 2 count on Wright, but not quite enough. Gambini and Wright have tagged in and out a couple of times. Sparks has stayed in there himself through the duration. Travesty is kind of pacing over in his corner, waiting for his chance to come in. It looked a couple of times like Sparks might make it over to the corner, but no luck yet. Still getting beaten on. Big leg drop from Richard Wright there. Not a 3 count. Wright brings Sparks back into the corner of Just Business to tag in Giuseppe Gambini again. Gambini has Sparks in a Cobra clutch. The ref dropped Sparks' arm twice, but on the third, Sparks held it up. He's trying to get back to his corner. And he does hit Gambini with a cutter after he shoved Gambini into the ropes, but Sparks himself is just laying on the mat. Ref's count is up to 5, 6. Gambini tags in Wright, and finally Sparks tags in Travesty. Delivers a clothesline to Wright, a punch to Gambini, a headbutt to Wright. Belly-to-belly suplex to Gambini. Jackie Jester is up on the ring apron to distract the ref. And you know where Wright goes when the ref's back is turned. Oh, now he's trying to tear the mask off Travesty. Travesty says no to that. And now he has right in a claw. Jackie Jester just dragged the ref out of the ring and slapped him. The ref is calling for a bell, so this match is ending in a DQ. So Spark of Madness wins the match, but they can't have the titles. The titles don't change hands on a disqualification. Perhaps a no disqualification match will be coming down the line at some future event. This match that was arranged at the opening of the show is a no disqualification match between Brutus Dillon and Douglas Stout. Douglas Stout is still wearing the same sharp business suit that he came to the ring with at the opening of the show. Nice jacket, nice tie, shiny shoes. Now he has handed off the jacket and the tie. He's got a nice white shirt on. I'd hate to see it get blood on it. Stout's offense to start the match was to run away a lot, jump out of the ring, sneak back in, smack Dillon in the back of the head, jump out of the ring. But eventually life caught up with him. Now the action has gone out of the ring, around past the music and bell table, to the opposite side of the room from where I'm set up, not in the ring. This is a no DQ match after all. Ooh. Dillon had brought Douglas Stout back to ringside, not in the ring, stood him up against a ring post, and went to give him a chop, but Stout ducked out of the way, and that smack was Dillon's hand hitting the steel post. Now they're getting closer over here, so you might hear some grunts and groans and slaps. Oh, Dillon's pushing Stout back into the ring. Back in the ring, Stout just gave Dillon a chop block, which put Dillon down as he's clutching his knee. And Stout directed Let Her Rip to go get a couple of things from under the ring. I see a trash can lid. I see a steel chair. I see the trash can that goes with the lid. That was the trash can lid hitting Brutus Dillon's head and then his back. Now his head again. Stout's rolling Dillon over. It's probably not, 2 count, but that's it. Stout's got the chair. Steel chair is how Dillon lost his match at the end of last year, so this can't have good memories for him. Of course, after that chair shot he took at the end of last year in the cage match, I don't know how many memories he has left. There's still an unused trash can in the ring, and Brutus Dillon has Stout up in a choke slam, and yep, right onto the can for a 3 count. So Brutus Dillon has defeated Douglas Stout. We'll see what ramifications that has for the Awakening. But I believe that is the end of the first half of action. For me, it'll be about a 15-minute break before the second half. For you, just a quick station ID and then action from the second half being summarized next. You are listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program on WVLP 103.1 FM in Valparaiso, Indiana. The second half of the show has started. The first match is Josh Crane against Mickey Midas. I don't know if I've seen Mickey Midas before. He's from Owensboro, Kentucky, was introduced as having appeared on AEW. I'm actually sitting right next to the people handling his merch. He's got wristbands, little plushies, pictures. So hit him up on social media. I'm sure you'll be able to buy a few. So if Mickey Midas doesn't get introduced as the golden child, at least sometime in his career, that's probably a lost opportunity. He's offering a handshake to Josh Crane, who pretends to accept it and then tries to attack. Midas gets out of the way. Midas opened up with a few high-flying moves like a Hurricane Rana, and just a few seconds ago, a backwards somersault off of the top turnbuckle over his opponent into the ring, but Josh Crane was not impressed, and he just turned around and chopped Midas. There's another one. Crane went for a pinfall, but only got, calling it 2 would be generous. Well, Crane is just standing with a boot on Midas's neck until the ref breaks it up. Crane's been in control for a while, but Midas was starting to fight his way back out of things. Culminating in a springboard cutter that got a 2 count.
Okay, you take a hand. Take a hand.
But it has made Crane a bit loopy, so Crane is laying on the mat. Midas is up on the top turnbuckle, standing up tall up there. Takes a pull. Should he do it? Did a forward somersault, landed on his feet because Crane had already moved out of the way. Oh! Crane with a vicious clothesline on Midas. We don't usually hear a clothesline smack like that. The second match in the second half is about to get underway. The first person to the ring is Bacchus. He's just a mean-looking dude. He looks like the kind of guy whose high five would break your wrist. He did high five a couple of people on the way out. Smacked him pretty hard. His opponent, Tony Thunder. As Thunder got into the ring and went up on the turnbuckle to pose for the fans, Bacchus didn't wait a second and charged into the corner. Thunder jumped in over top of him. Just flung Bacchus out of the ring. So Bacchus is standing there. Thunder's diving through the ropes, and Bacchus caught him with a punch. So now Bacchus can take his time getting back in the ring. Bacchus is applying a lot of wrenching pressure on that shoulder and wrist of Tony Thunder. A spinning toe hold on the elbow. Now he's got the other arm up too. This isn't Tony Thunder's first day in the ring, and he did manage to turn things around a bit. Tried for a couple of roll-ups, but then Bacchus just hit him with a football tackle. yeah, now Bacchus is doing what he wants. He tried to throw Thunder into the opposite corner, but Thunder's legs just gave out, and now Bacchus is just jamming his own shoulder into Thunder's shoulder and wrenching on the arm and wrist again. Tony Thunder has fallen through the ropes to the floor, so Bacchus is going out after him. I mean, it's not like it's a race. Thunder is just laying there. It sounds like they've gone under the ring. Okay, so Tony Thunder is coming out from under the ring over here in my direction now, along with Bacchus. And Bacchus is dragging Tony Thunder's carcass out from under. And he tosses Thunder's body back through the ropes into the ring. While I wait for Tony Thunder to regain consciousness, I'm going to give a shout out to the guy in the Bengals jacket sitting on the opposite side of the room from me. I grew up in Cincinnati, so that's always good to see. Those screams are just from elbows and forearms from Bacchus into Tony Thunder's chest. Oh, but Bacchus was going in for a splash in the corner, and Thunder moved out of the way. Spinning leg kick followed with a knee. Now Bacchus is woozy. He's throwing punches at somebody who isn't there. No, Bacchus had Tony Thunder in a position where he was standing behind Tony Thunder, wrenching both of Thunder's arms and elbows behind him like a wheelbarrow. Thunder walked into the corner, walked up the two turnbuckles, and flipped himself over so that both of their backs were on the mat. The ref counted to 3, and as it turns out, Bacchus's shoulders were down, but at least one of Thunder's was not. Bacchus thought he was the winner, but it's Tony Thunder that's the winner. I know that sounded awfully convoluted, but it made total sense when I was watching it and when I said it, so you'll have to take my word for it. But now Bacchus is standing behind Thunder, and he's got him in a chokehold there in the center of the ring. And here comes a bunch of black-shirted security folks to try to separate this. Before finally leaving the ring area and going back to the curtain, Bacchus, after the match was awarded to Tony Thunder, attacked Tony Thunder, attacked a security guard, attacked Tony Thunder again, and then finally went to the back. I've seen Bacchus, I think, 3 or 4 times now here in RCW, and I'm starting to get the feeling he's just not a nice guy. Second to last match on the card for the No Limits Championship title holder Theo Storm against Let Her Rip. Let Her Rip did not let Theo get through his posing before he attacked him from behind. That was a double dagger knee jam to the back. Storm was sitting up on a turnbuckle, and Let Her Rip jumped into his back with both knees, fell backwards, pulling Theo Storm down, so Storm's back got impaled on both of Let Her Rip's knees. That could not have felt good. Theo Storm was controlling the match for a bit, which Let Her Rip put a stop to by raking his eyes, and now raking his back, stomping on his foot. Now Let Her Rip is pointing at his head like I'm the smart one. Storm is chopping his way out of that predicament. See if he gets one more good chop in there. Oh. Let her rip, blocked it. And now he's chopping Theo Storm down to the mat.
Okay.
Let her rip is very excitable about his pinfall attempts. Whenever he has Theo Storm down, he's pumping his fists in the air like, this is it, I'm about to win. But normally he isn't winning. Let her rip with a backdrop. Rolled Storm over like an alligator with a chokehold. Back and forth in different directions. He's hoping Storm's going to tap, but no luck. Let her rip just pronounced to Storm, you're done. As he was about to do something to Storm, Jamar Jupiter walked out. He's in a neck brace. That was enough to distract. Let her rip. Storm clobbers him and gets a 3 count. And it's time for the main event. Blake Money Wright already in the ring, waiting for RCW champion Kevin Storm. This was the first of what's to be several of Kevin Storm's open challenges for his title. That was a good old classic match opening, collar and elbow tie-up. Blake Wright walks Kevin Storm back to the turnbuckle and just releases with a slap to the chest. Blake Wright has spent more time out of the ring than in the ring so far, but he is in the ring now. In the corner, Kevin Storm standing over him with the 10 punches of doom. And Wright does the forward face flop, but not a 3 count. Storm followed him into the corner, an elbow to the head. He flings Blake Wright to the other corner. Wright lifts Storm up and out over the rope, but Storm kicks him and comes back in the ring. When Storm was running the ropes, Blake Wright kicked his leg out from under him. It's been back and forth for a bit. Right now, Blake Wright has Kevin Storm in a chokehold, sitting behind him. Storm is drooped over to the mat. Ref just did the dropping of the arms. Got to a 2 count, but Storm is recovering before the 3. Getting up to his feet and jawjacker. Storm has blocked 2, now 3 of Wright's punches, and now he's unloading who goes down. Big ol' suplex by Wright. And now Storm is conked out. Wright went for sort of a lackadaisical pin, so that didn't work. Storm just hit Blake Wright with a spine buster. Wright is still down, but so is Storm, and he's clutching his knee. Storm is slowly dragging himself over to Wright. The ref was counting to 10 to see if either one would get up. They both got up at 9. And now it's a slugfest. Storm dipped into the ropes, but hit a rebound clothesline. A couple more strikes on Blake Wright. Storm's going to charge from the opposite turnbuckle. Wright lifts Storm up and out. Storm just came back in, bounced off the ropes, and hit a big clothesline, which spun right around in the air. Blake Wright was moving in for the kill, but Storm ducked out of the way and caught him in a roll-up. That is what you call a pinfall out of nowhere. Kevin Storm is still RCW Heavyweight Champion until the next show in February, when he will likely have another open challenge, as he promised at the opening of tonight's event. So I think that does it here from South Bend, Indiana, Revolution Championship Wrestling's inaugural 2023 event, New Year Who Dis. I'm Ken the Metal Professor. Thanks for listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program and WVLP. I believe next on my calendar is Backbreaker Championship Wrestling in February. My luck, that'll be the same night as the next RCW show, so we'll see how that goes. I ended prematurely. So after the match ended, Blake Wright was acting all sportsmanlike and shaking hands with Kevin Storm, and then hit Storm with the low blow. Before he could attack further, Brutus Dillon ran out from the back and laid down that challenge to Blake Wright. Now, it might seem strange that Dillon is rescuing Storm after everything they went through last year, but they aren't buddies either. Brutus Dillon didn't even look at Kevin Storm as he came into the ring or as he left the ring. But everything I said before about who you've been listening to and all that stuff still counts, so I'm just gonna call it. This is like the post-credit scene